Hey, what's good, people? What's good? It's RFG back at it today, and I'm here to decode, none other than Aquaman, okay? This superhero known as Aquaman, okay? Now, I want all of my, new followers and subscribers to understand, understand, overstand that every single comic book character that was created, okay, um, was originally a melanated god. Okay, a melanated god. Stan Lee and all of the people, okay, who created DC Comics, Marvel, okay, all those comic books, Dark Horse, like 95% of their superheroes are all depictions of ancient melanated gods. Okay, so right here, you see we have Aquaman. Aquaman was known as an Atlantean. Okay, Aquaman here was known as an Atlantean. Okay, and we can look at that in his general description right here on Wiki. Okay, so right here you see he has the trident of Poseidon. Okay, and he has the ability of hydrokinesis, which means he has the ability to manipulate the water outside of his body. And see, you cannot perform hydrokinesis unless you know how to master your microverse. Okay, the universe inside of you. We all are a walking, talking universe in ourselves. So if we figure out a way to manipulate the hydrogen and oxygen in our body, okay, we can then use that water in our body to manipulate the water outside of our body, as above, so below, as within, so without. Okay, and that right here is known as the ability of hydrokinesis. Okay, now right here it says Aquaman's first origin story was presented in flashback from his debut in More Fun Comics number 73, November of 1941, narrated by the character himself. The story must start with my father, a famous undersea explorer. If I spoke his name, you would recognize it. My mother died when I was a baby, and he turned to his work of solving the ocean's secrets. His greatest discovery was an ancient city in the depths where no other diver had ever penetrated. My father believed it was the lost kingdom of Atlantis. You see? The lost kingdom of Atlantis. You see? So, right here, okay, Aquaman, um, okay, he was given power over this lost city of Atlantis. Okay, if you read the comic books, now there's a whole notion, about Atlantis being just some fairy tale mystery. You see what I'm saying? Some fairy tale mystery, some hocus pocus bullshit. But right here it says that Aquaman was a human Atlantean hybrid. Okay, and I'm about to break that down because it's gonna blow you guys away what they mean by human Atlantean hybrid. Okay, because the Atlanteans were the original humans on the earth. So the comic book creators told you that Aquaman was a human Atlantean hybrid. What they're really saying is he was an Atlantean, which is a real human, an original human, crossed with the artificial human. Okay, so he was a hybrid. Okay, which can be depicted as what we would call mixed in this regular society we live in. Okay, somebody who's mixed with American black and Caucasian. Okay, that would be what they would depict as a quote unquote hybrid. Okay, right here it says Aquaman was a human Atlantean hybrid. Okay, they're not telling you that the original Atlanteans were the original humans on the earth, heavily melanated dark humans on the earth. So the comic books are depicting the Atlanteans as some special unknown species, and the humans as the white race. Okay? That's how they're depicting it. But in reality, okay, the original Atlanteans were heavily melanated humans. The etymology of the word human means human, colored man, melanated man. Okay? But right here, these comic book creators, they're telling this in reverse. They're using reverse psychology here. Okay? But us on the outside of the matrix looking in, we know the truth. Okay? So the comic book creators, they said that Aquaman was a human Atlantean hybrid. They really mean a Caucasian, quote unquote, African American hybrid. Okay? A cross between the two. Because the original Atlanteans were heavily melanated gods, and I'm about to prove it. Here's Aquaman. Ladies and gentlemen, Aquaman is nothing, okay, but a recreation of the Yoruban god Olokun. Okay? The Yoruban god Olokun was the god over all waters on the earth. Okay? And you can pull this up for yourselves. Certain groups in the Yoruba tribe, they depicted Olokun as a female. Other groups in the Yoruba tribe depicted Olokun as a male. Okay? So right now, as of now, they're telling people, okay, that it was both that Olokun was both male and female. Okay? Because there's no clear depiction of Olokun's sex. Okay? But I know the comic book characters are the comic book creators who stole the idea to create Aquaman. Okay? They depicted Olokun as a man. Okay? So here is where they got the idea from Aquaman. For Aquaman, it's Olokun, the water god, the god over all waters on earth. Okay? The ruler of Atlantis, according to the Yoruban tribe. Okay? And there's a lot of people out there who think Atlantis is just some hocus pocus theology. They think that there's no connection between melanated people, okay, and dolphins, melanated people and fish and sea life. But they're sadly mistaken. Okay, they're sadly mistaken. Okay, so right here, here's a old map of the lost city of Atlantis, the lost island of Atlantis. I believe it was actually a small continent in between Africa and America, Europe as well. You see right here, you see the ship, and then you see Atlantis, but America and Africa are on opposite sides of the map, which means that the Earth more than likely is upside down. Okay? And that whole theology, okay, why would they lie to us about that? They're trying to lie about the Birkeland current. The Birkeland current, okay, which moves with the cosmic current. Okay? If we are to connect to the cosmic current, we can achieve true godhood. You see? And we will never know the exact flow of the Birkeland current unless we know true north and true south. You see? So according to this map, we've been lied to about true north and true south. So that means we've been following the opposite Birkeland current. Okay, and I'm gonna have more videos going in depth about that, breaking that down. But this is what this map of Atlantis proves. Okay, so Atlantis was a city slash island slash small continent that was populated by heavily melanated gods from the Sirius C star system. Okay, there's a planet that orbits Sirius C. It's known as Nyan Tolo. Nyan Tolo is where all human genetics originates from. Okay, let me repeat. The planet that orbits the star Sirius C. It's known as Nyan Tolo. It's where all human life on Earth originates from, according to the Dogon tribe. Okay, the Dogon and the Hopi. Now, Okay, I just want everybody to know there's no such thing as coincidence. They named, out of all the names to name this body of water, okay, it was named the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, after the Ethiopian Ocean, okay, it was first called the Ethiopian Ocean. Okay, then it was called the Atlantic Ocean. It was called the Atlantic Ocean for the same reason you have a city in the middle of Georgia named Atlanta. You see, you have Atlanta in the middle of Georgia, and Georgia is connected to the Atlantic Ocean. You see, look at the correlation here. Look at the correlation. You have a lost continent, okay, where amphibious beings dwelt, known as the Nomos, who are gods from the Sirius star system. Okay, you had that location called Atlantis, and this ocean surrounding it was named the Atlantic Ocean. And out of all the names to name this city, okay, the Freemasons named it Atlanta. They named it Atlanta after Atlantis because the Freemasons know the real knowledge that we don't know, okay, that Atlantis was a real, tangible continent, okay, civilization that actually existed, okay. So right here I'm telling you Atlantis was the quote unquote black Mecca of the world. Let me repeat. Atlantis was the black Mecca of the world. Okay? It's where all heavily melanated gods that were amphibious, known as the Nomos, it's where they dwelled and set up their civilization on the earth. Okay? So Atlantis was the original black Mecca over the earth. And Atlanta, you see, Atlanta, Georgia, is known as the black Mecca of America. You see the correlation? Okay, it's all in front of us for a reason. Right here, this is why Malachi Z. York chose to create his utopia. Okay, his utopia community with pyramids and a sphinx. He chose to do this outside of Atlanta in the state of Georgia. You see, because Malachi Z. York knew the information, okay, that a piece of the southern United States was connected to the real Atlantis. You see, he knows that Georgia was originally connected to the to the real Atlantis, along with the other southern states. Okay, that's why this is called the Atlantic Ocean, ladies and gentlemen. That's why this city known as the Black Mecca is called Atlanta, because the real Atlantis was the quote unquote black Mecca of the world. Okay, where you had seafaring beings from Sirius Sea, okay, that taught other groups of beings on this earth, taught them civilization. Okay, it's not a game. So this is a illustrated depiction of a Nomos. I definitely don't think they have this kind of face. I believe they have, normal human faces. This is just, a freestyle of an artist's depiction of a Nomos. You see right here, this character right here is known as Abraham in the Hellboy movie, and you see what the image they gave him. You see, half fish, half man. He symbolizes the Nomos, the melanated gods from Sirius C, Nyan Tolo. Okay, this is where you get your merman theology. This is where you get your Aquaman theology, because the ruler of the Nomos, okay, was none other than Olokun. Okay, Olokun was the ruler of the Nomos. Okay, if you don't believe me, just research the doctrines of the Yoruba tribe in West Africa. Okay, this being right here, this God right here, had all of the powers, okay, that they gave this recreated Aquaman. You see, Olokun was the original Aquaman. Okay, the ruler over the black mecca of the world, which was Atlantis. You see, this was the ruler of the Nomos. Okay, very, very profound information here. And right here you see Aquaman in the movie that just came out. He had a girlfriend. You see, Aquaman had a girlfriend, and Aquaman's girlfriend, okay, was named Mira. You see, not only did Aquaman have a girlfriend, Olokun. Here's a depiction of Olokun with his counterpart, with his female counterpart. You see? So, it's not even debatable on where the comic book creators got this information from. Okay? So here is Aquaman's female counterpart, and it's funny. Isn't that funny? Her name is Mira, M-E-R, Mer, like the mer people, the mermaid, the mermen, the merchants. You see? Mer, M-E-R, the original name for pyramid. You see? Because the pyramids harness the orgone energy from moving water. You see? The pyramids have underwater rivers moving under them. Okay? And the pyramids are built to harness that orgone energy from the moving water, the mer. This is the original name for pyramid, mer, M-R, M-E-R. You see? Mermaid, merman, moorman. The Mers, the original Mers. And isn't that funny? The Washitas of North America are known as the Mers, M-U-R. You see? Because the Washitas are the original Atlanteans. You see, and now you have the Atlanteans with Aquaman and his female counterpart as the rulers of Atlantis, because they represent the melanated mer people. You see? Here's her superhero abilities. Damn near the same thing as Aquaman. Okay? Olokun had all of these abilities. Olokun also had the ability to heal himself using carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay? This is more proof in the pudding here. Right here, we have an episode of a comic book, Aquaman, Volume 8, Number 7. Okay? This character right here is called Carcharodor. And Carcharodor was a melanated woman, okay? And she was associated, okay, with Atlantis. You see, her citizenship. What was her citizenship? An Atlantean. You see, an Atlantean. So they made the Atlantean in this Aquaman comic book, Volume 8, Number 7. Okay? This ruler, this female ruler of a fleet, you see? Mistress of the fleet. See? She's an Atlantean. And look at her facial features. Look at her color. Look at her color, the color of her skin. She's copper colored. Look at her facial features. Okay, look at her eyes. Look at her eyebrow ridge. Look at her cheeks. Look at her nose bone. You see? This all fits the classic characteristics of the American so-called black man and woman. Okay? So I've been saying this for the longest, that, the black people of America are known as Atlanteans. They are the original humans on the earth, and that is proven by the existence of the Washita tribe in North America. Okay, this was all depicted by Stan Lee's comic books. And Stan Lee, he was involved with the Zionist Jews. The Zionist Jews know the true history of the world, but their propaganda through their TV, you see in their media, that's used to brainwash you. You see, and they put the truth in the comic books and in the movies. You see, that's the Zionist Jew order of operation, and my mission is to basically reverse that, and to share this truth with the masses. You know, okay, right here we have Aquaman's villain. Okay, one of his most uh, worthy foes. Okay, Aquaman's villain, known as the Black Manta. The Black Manta. Okay. Right here, it says, in this origin, the African American boy who would become Black Manta grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and loved to play at the Chesapeake Bay. Throughout his youth, he was kidnapped and forced to work on a ship for an unspecified amount of time, where he was physically abused by his captors. At one point, he saw Aquaman with his dolphin friends and tried to signal him for help, but was not seen. Finally, he was forced to defend himself, killing one of his tormentors on the ship with a knife. Hating the emotionless sea and Aquaman, whom he saw as its representative, the boy was determined to become its master. As an alternative version was given in number 8 of 2003 Aquaman series. In this origin, the boy would become Black Manta. The boy who would become Black Manta was an autistic orphan placed in Gotham City Arkham Asylum. He felt comfortable in freezing cold water, but found cotton sheets excruciatingly painful. Because the attendants at Arkham did not know how to deal with autism, they would end up restraining him to the bed as he struggled and screamed whenever they tried pulling him to the bed. In this version, young Black Manta was also fascinated when he saw Aquaman on television. The boy would end up being subjected to experimental treatments. One treatment seemed to clear the boy's head, but left him violent as a result. He killed the scientist who had administered the treatment and escaped from Arkham. Okay? So if you read the rest of this, okay, it will shock and amaze you. It will shock and amaze you, because it says that Aquaman, okay, the Black Manta was trying to take rulership of Atlantis, okay, away from Aquaman, so melanated people could rule Atlantis again. You see, they made the melanated man the bad guy, you see, when the melanated man was telling the truth. As an adult, the man who would become Black Manta designed a costume, okay, and fashioned a high-tech submersible inspired by manta rays, taking the name Black Manta, and he and his masked army became a formidable force, engaging in at least one unrecorded clash with Aquaman prior to his first appearance as a rival to the Ocean Master. Okay? And right here, okay, it's right here. This is the nail in the coffin. Nail in the coffin, ladies and gentlemen. Black Manta and Aquaman battled repeatedly over the next several years. During these clashes, it's revealed that Black Manta is actually black, whose stated objective at one point was for black people to dominate the ocean after having been oppressed for so long on dry land. Okay? Though this goal was revealed to be a ruse he used to trick Kyle Durham into following him, and this objective was not at all evident in either his earlier or later appearances. You see, so he was trying to basically bring back people out of oppression so black people could rule the lost civilization of Atlantis once more. You see? You see the mind fuck? You see the mind fuck, people? You see the mind fuck? And he had the same trident as Aquaman. You see? The Black Manta. You see? He was trying to reclaim what rightfully belongs to the quote unquote black people of America, which is the lost continent of Atlantis. You see, and this all goes back to, like I said, the creators of the comic books getting the idea of Aquaman from Olokun, because the real Aquaman, the fact still remains that the real Aquaman is Olokun. Okay, so this proves at one point, it was depicted for Atlantis to be a city that was ran, built, constructed, and ruled by heavily melanated gods, okay, that were amphibious. Okay, Atlantis was the black Mecca of the world, okay, that was ruled by the gods from Sirius Sea, known as the Nomos, and Olokun was their ruler. Olokun was the real Aquaman. Atlantis was the black Mecca of the world. Atlanta is the black Mecca of the United States. Okay? This is why Malachi Z. York built pyramids outside of Atlanta. He found out about this knowledge. They threw Malachi Z. York underground for 135 years, so he'd never be able to relay this information to the masses. Ladies and gentlemen, okay? This is an artist's depiction of a Nomos. I believe Nomos have regular, quote-unquote, melanated features. Okay, right here you see Aquaman with his female counterpart. Right here you see Olokun with his female counterpart. Okay, indisputable. Ladies and gentlemen, this is indisputable. Look at this. Okay, look at that trident. Look at that trident. Look at the physique. Okay. Look at the armor. Okay. And look at the scales. It's indisputable, man. And they both have the same abilities, man. They both have the same abilities, Olokun and this recreated Aquaman. Okay? Telepathic control of all aquatic life. This is all possible. We used to speak telepathically until the God of the Bible struck down the Tower of Babel. Oh, I got a whole new video coming soon about that, and I'll be breaking that down really soon, so be on the lookout for that. That video is going to be on my regular YouTube account. The history of the Tower of Babel, and right here, the ability to swim extremely fast, ability to speak and understand any language on Earth. That's because a portion of Aquaman's brain, okay, was enlarged, and that was the language part, which is known as the motor cortex. Okay, utilizes the trident of Poseidon, which is really Olokun. Poseidon is really Olokun. Hydrokinesis, the ability to manipulate the water in your body to influence the water on the outside of your body, as within, so without. Okay, I'm going to be going over that alchemical process in a later lecture, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Okay, that's really all I had to say on this subject. There will be so much more superheroes and so much more movies and TV series and global events, okay, and sporting events that will be decoded on this Patreon account. So please be on the lookout for that. And man, I cannot say thank you enough, and how much I really appreciate, okay, the people who joined today to view this video. You know what I'm saying? Words can't even describe, you know what I'm saying, the journey that, the universe has allowed me to go through for the past 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It's really been mind-blowing, and I just really appreciate all you guys. I'm gonna have at least 2 to 3 more videos uploaded in the next 24 hours. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be 2 more movies that I'm going to decode for you guys. So be on the lookout for that, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.